Hello, all. I hope that you are hanging in there while this crazy time is going on. I hope everybody's been able to capture enough supplies and have been in communication with your other professors, as some professors are making the transition online, others are holding out until they're forced to, others are a little slower, so they'll be making the transition in a couple weeks. But nonetheless, that will be happening here pretty soon. Especially the way that things are going in the state. So I would also plan on your other classes making the switch to online or some type of distance learning as well. But the purpose of this video is to explain some of the class changes, also to show you how the class website is structured in order for you to finish out the semester and be able to get credit for your courses that you're taking, right? So there's not much change to the class except the way in that which you'll interact with the material. You'll continue to do your inquisitive assignments. Just go off of the due dates listed on the inquisitive page or the newly updated syllabus, which is on Canvas right here, right? Or you and also can have access to the previous lecture notes that when we were meeting face to face, and all your additional course readings are here as well as your ebook. So the first module on the course website looks exactly the same. You'll find the inquisitive assignments directly below the first course module with the syllabus and the readings and the old lecture notes, right? You access the inquisitive assignments just like you have been. No changes there. When you scroll down past the inquisitive module, you'll start to see the changes in the course website, right? You'll see that each of the coming weeks are going to be broken up by week in each module. This is how your view will look. Since I'm in student view, you won't be able to see everything that I see, but this is essentially what you will see when you log into the course canvas, right? Every week is going to start off the same. It's going to be structured the same. You're going to want to, at the beginning of every week, check on the week's assignments and learning outcomes, and you just go ahead and click that, and we'll see what we have in store for the week, right? So every week you'll have one of these. It'll tell you what you need to do in terms of the material it covers, right? You'll have to read the assigned chapters and review the lectures for the week. And then it'll also review the types of assignments that you have to complete for the week. One change that you're going to have, instead of our regularly weekly meetings where we come together and we meet and we discuss some of the material and we have some interaction, you're going to have to gain your participation. You're going to have to interact with your fellow students on discussion forum posts, right? These will be required of every student, and every student will be required to make 3 discussion forum posts. The first one will be due on Wednesday by 11:59, and this is where you respond to a prompt that I raise in the discussion forum, and you simply give your take on it based on the readings and the lectures that you reviewed for that week. You also have to post 2 follow-up posts for 2 students, so you can post 2 responses to the same students, or you can post 1 per 2 students. But so a total of 3 posts total per week. 1 initial post that is due by 11:59 on Wednesday, 2 follow-up posts that are due 11:59 on Saturday. The word link for each of these posts differ a little bit. The initial post that is due on Wednesday, you're going to have to do 250 words for each one of those posts, those initial posts. The 2 follow-up posts, you're going to have to do 150 words for each one of those follow-up posts, right? So you'll have a total of 550 words total each week, 250 on the initial post, 150 each for the replies. If anybody's ever done forums, these are exactly set up how those forums are set up in the past, and they're just straightforward, giving your opinion on things, answering their prompt. We'll take a look at some forums here in a minute, but I just want to give you an overview of each of the checklists that will be present in each week. The only other assignments you'll have to complete each week are the inquisitive assignments, except on exam weeks, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. So essentially, you have 2 assignments each week. You have to complete the discussion forum, which you have 2 due dates. One is initially on Wednesday for your initial post, and the other one is on Saturday night for your 2 follow-up posts, right? So you need to have the total forum done by Saturday evening, 11:59, but you will get deducted points if you do not meet that Wednesday deadline, and you will get deducted points if you do not meet the the word requirement for each one of the posts as well, right? And the second assignment that you have is assignment that you've been doing all along is the inquisitive assignments. Those will continue to be due on Saturday at 11:59 p.m. So you just complete those each week, and I give you little reminders, which we'll look at here in a minute as well on the course webpage, right? Something that you'll see on the weekly checklist is also the weekly slows, so the student learning outcomes, what you plan to learn that week, right? What you plan to learn that week. You can always hop around Canvas by going to next or previous, or you can always hit the back button, though I wouldn't suggest doing that when you're completing exams, right? So after you've reviewed the assignment checklist and learning outcomes for each week, right, then you want to go down to the lecture notes and the lectures, which will be posted right below the checklist for each week. Some weeks will have 3 lectures, some weeks will have 2 lectures, some weeks will have one, just depending on the material. That's the it's going to vary per week, right? So that also depends on the length of which the chapter goes into material as well. So for this week, you'll have to finish on about halfway of the civil rights lecture. It starts about halfway. I've marked it on YouTube to start at that point, right? So you want to start on the civil rights lecture after African Americans, looking at other groups' long march towards civil rights. I've also provided some lecture notes for you here directly below each lecture, video lecture. And then the second lecture of the week is the first lecture on the legislative branch. You'll watch that here. You can either watch them on YouTube, you can watch them in Canvas like this. However you want to do them, that's fine. You'll see the lecture notes for the first legislative branch lecture here, and then you'll see the second lecture on the legislative branch and the legislative branch second lecture's notes here as well, right? Don't mind the 1018 here. These were recorded originally for my CSUB class for some of them. I have updated some of them to for my BC class, and I'm going to be doing these throughout the semester. So don't mind if the video says to complete a particular assignment that you're not assigned, because that is for a different class at a different university, right? So the only assignments are the ones that we just reviewed. So don't really take direction from the lectures if they're telling you about extra credit or anything like that, because these are for a different class. I will make each one of those announcements separately and do the announcement function on Canvas, right? So don't pay attention to that. Just pay attention to what the content of the lectures are. After you review the lectures and the lecture notes for the week, you want to complete the discussion forum, which will be directly below the lecture notes and lectures for each week, right? So we'll go into week number 9. Here is where you'll just basically, first in your initial post, that's 250 words due by Wednesday at 11:59, you'll want to answer the discussion forum prompt, right? So this week is having to do with Congress, and it says, how representative is Congress? Most legislators are white, upper middle class males, although this group is a very small part of our entire population, right? What impact does this skewed representation have in terms of liberty, equality, and democracy? Can these people really represent women, minorities, and poor citizens? Realistically, could an indigenous person ever get elected to Congress? This is a person that is currently homeless, right? Just to clarify that for you. And you can see here, this guide you that you need to have your initial post by Wednesday 59 and your 2 follow-up by Saturday 59. In order to reply, you'll just click this reply here, and then you'll just type out your reply, hit submit right there, and then your post will be there. In order to reply to some fellow students, you'll just hit the reply button on their post. It's fairly simple. The inquisitives are the discussion forums are fairly easy to use on Canvas, and it's straightforward. But if you have any issues at all, I'm here to help. I'm here to help you with all your tech issues, your content issues, anything that you're having difficult with during this transition, I'm here to help, right? So I'm going to go back to the original course web page here, and then you can see here that we've checked our assignment checklist, we've viewed the lectures for the week, we've completed the discussion forum, right? And then now I give you a little reminder of which types of chapters you need to cover in Inquisitive, right? So we need to make sure that we complete chapter 9 of Inquisitive for We the People, right? A note on the due dates for the forums. It will say that the due dates are for that Saturday at 11:59 every week, though Do note that if you do not make the initial post by the Wednesday, 11:59, you will be marked down significantly. Similarly, if you do not meet the word requirements for the initial post of 250 words and the follow-up post, 150 words each follow-up post, you will be knocked down, right? This is a way for you to gain your participation points, right? Gain your participation points. I'm going to switch you over to Instructor View so you can kind of see how the class is built out. Each Sunday, I will open the week's module, so you only have access to week number 9. This coming Sunday, I will open the module for week number 10, etc., etc. So look for the module to be open the Sunday before the week starts, so you guys can get a jump on the material that Sunday if you want. A note on lectures: you don't have to watch them during our scheduled class meetings. So if you don't want to watch them on Monday nights, you don't have to. You can watch them anytime. Just make sure you get them done before the end of the week. They will help you answering your discussion forums. They'll help you in your inquisitive. So make sure you get those done before the end of the week. I can also track who has viewed the lectures, who has not. So please make sure you do that. I don't want to have to send you an email saying, hey, you haven't been doing anything. I'm not going to be able to give you points, right? So make sure that you review the lectures every week, right? But you have until the whole week to view them, right? Okay, switching over to the instructor view, right? The instructor view, this is essentially what you will see, but a little bit more information, right? The first module is the same, the inquisitive the same, week 9 is the same here, right? But then you'll have week 10, you can see here, right? I included a study guide here in week 10 for the upcoming exam, right? Week 11, you have the normal assignments, your discussion forum, your lectures, your inquisitive, but then there'll also be an exam. You'll have the whole week to complete the exam. Though once you start the exam, you have to start it, right, or stop it, right? So you can't start it on Monday and then finish it on Friday. You have 75 minutes once you start the exam to complete it, and you only have one attempt at each question. Just like we've been talking about in our face-to-face meetings, right? This midterm exam will be much briefer, and the fact that it'll be truncated to the material basically dealing with the institutions. I will send out a little video dealing with it, but you can always review the midterm study guide for information on what might be on the midterm, right? What might be on the midterm, right? Week 12, right? They're all kind of built out the same. I give you reminders. And then on week number 15, you get to the California, Governing California Inquisitive. I make sure to announce to do those inquisitive rather than We the People. And then you'll have your final exam study guide as well, right? So the class for right now, you only have to concentrate week by week. So once you get done through week 9, all the assignments here, view the checklist, review the lectures and notes, complete the discussion forum, and complete the inquisitive. You're done for the week, right? You're done for the week. We're in a benefit in this class because I teach online as it is at CSUB, so I'm already familiar with the technology and I'm already set up to be able to teach online. Some of your other classes might have a harder transition, so just be patient with the faculty. Also, please reach out if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm here to help you whatever way I can. I want to make sure you guys are successful. This is uncharted territory for myself, for you, for the universities, right? For the state, for the country. This is a crazy time. So if you need to talk to somebody just to say, hey, am I freaking out about this? Is this something I'm overreacting to? Or what's the best course of action that you recommend for tackling this problem? Or you just want to vent, or you just want to grab a beer and say, hey, man, this is crazy, right? I'm here for you to make sure that you're comfortable not only in the class, but in life right now. It's a crazy time. So please do reach out. Please do pop into my office hours. My office hours have been added. I will be having Zoom office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 12. And then I will send out a link every Tuesday and Thursday so you can hop in. You'll be able to see my face. We'll be able to work through some of these problems. And this is a great time just to come in and say hi and show me that you're still active in the course, right? Please do not fall too far behind. You're not going to be able to catch up if you miss due dates. You're not going to be able to turn in assignments that you missed. I not having Zoom lectures in the sense that we would have to log in at Monday night, and everybody would have to have access to the internet and have a peaceful place to access it. Right? I don't think that's fair to you students to require you guys to be able to meet outside of class, essentially virtually, at a specific time and date. So I'm putting my lectures on YouTube and putting them in Canvas, like I've shown you, to allow a little bit more freedom for you all, right? That is about it, right? Make sure that starting this week, you start doing your discussion forums, you start reviewing the lectures posted, right? And you complete the inquisitive. This week will be challenging for some of you that have never taken a class. Others, this will be smooth sailing, right? But if you're having trouble, please do reach out to me, because this is the way the class is going to be set up for the remainder of the semester. There will not be a return to face-to-face classes. Even if the university returns to face-to-face classes, this class will finish out the semester online. It's too crazy switching back and forth and back and forth. So this is the mode of the course for the rest of the semester. These are your assignments that you'll have to do. Please get familiar with the flow of the class. I will send you reminders twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays to complete the initial discussion forum post on Wednesday, and then to complete the rest of the assignments by Saturday at 11:59. Okay? So play around Canvas, click around some things, review the lectures, start playing around with the discussion forums, and continue doing those inquisitive assignments. And we'll get through this together, folks. Just be patient and be communicative. If you're having any issues whatsoever, let me know, and I'll do my best to resolve them. Alrighty, you guys have a good week, and make sure you get these assignments done.